let's start talking about scatter plots and correlation. So a scatter plot is used to investigate the relationship between two variables. And correlation is the trends that we investigate between the two variables. So it means how the points in scatter plots are related. So what is that actual relationship, if there is one? So types of correlation. We can see that this is trending downward and they're all close together, so that means there is a correlation, and since they are trending downward, we would say this is a negative correlation. This one, again, grouped together, so there's a correlation that is trending upward, so we've got a positive correlation. You see these points, they are all over the place. They're not grouped together in any kind of form or fashion, so this would be no correlation. Okay, we also talk about our scatter plot data being as strong, moderate, or weak, and that is dependent on how close together they are. So if they are super close together, then this would be a strong correlation. They start getting a little bit further away from each other, moderate. And if there's still a correlation, but they're further away, this would be a weak correlation. And then these are all trending upwards, so this would be strong positive, moderate positive, weak positive. And then same thing here, they're just trending down, so that would be negative. But these are all grouped together, so strong negative, moderate, negative, and weak negative. Okay. We also have something called a correlation coefficient, and this is the value that measures how closely data in a scatter plot falls along a straight line. So these lines were already drawn on here for us. So our correlation coefficient tells us that the closer the scatter plot is to the straight line, the stronger the relationship between the two quantities. So our correlation coefficient can help us determine if it's a negative or a positive correlation and whether it's strong, moderate, or weak. So if I'm looking at a positive correlation and our coefficient is 0 to 0.5, we've got a weak correlation. And if it's 0.5 to 0.8, that's moderate. And if it is bigger than 0.8, it is strong. The same thing is true for a negative correlation. If it's from 0 to negative 0.5, we've got a weak correlation. Negative 0.5 to negative 0.8, moderate, and then strong. So we can look at these numbers to figure out where it falls to figure out if it's positive or negative, strong, weak, or moderate. So negative 0.89, negative 0.89 would be somewhere in here, so it is strong. That's a negative number. So it is a strong negative correlation. 0.12 would be somewhere in between here. So it would be weak. And it is a positive number. 0.98 is positive, and that's bigger than 0.8, so it would be a strong positive. Negative 0.67 is negative, and it's between negative 0.5 and negative 0.8, so that is a moderate negative correlation. Alright, Finally, we have correlation versus causation. This is more logic-based rather than numbers and math-based. Our correlation means that there is a relationship between the variables, and causation means that one variable causes another to change. So one variable is our dependent. And when we're looking at these, we're going to be thinking more logically in what's going on. So this shows number of ice cream sales throughout the year, and this one shows number of shark attacks through the year. Now, looking at their graphs kind of, they follow the same trend. However, the number of ice cream sales does not cause the number of shark attacks, and vice versa is not true. So this isn't a causation, this is correlation. This graphic shows the amount of water we watered the plant and how much growth we had. Because how much growth a plant has is dependent on how much we water it, that is a causation. So one last one. High school graduates versus pizza consumption over the years. Both are trending upward similarly, but the number of pizzas you eat does not determine whether you're graduating high school or not, and vice versa is not true. So again, this is correlation.